What's up, nail friends? I'm Sarah, and today I'm going to be playing with Polygel for the second time and giving it another go. I'm going to share with you my struggles and my tips I've learned so far, so if that's something you're interested in, keep watching. Bailey is back after just 1 week, and here is how her Poly versus Happy Gel set held up. She lost 4 from Happy and 2 from Poly, which is surprising to me as I genuinely felt as though my Happy Gel had a stronger stress point and my Poly Gel lacked an apex, as it was the first hand that I did. I'm not fully blaming the product for these breaks, that's not what I'm suggesting here. I know my structure lacked, but I'm just surprised at how bad they held up within a week regardless of my weak structure. My apex-free dip powder nails last better than these, and I did extensive landscaping with those on and only broke 1, which was extremely painful, by the way. But moving on, we'll see how these hold up this time. Bailey mentioned that she could actually feel a very massive difference in the flexibility compared to when she wears acrylic, which they don't claim to be stronger than acrylic. I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying that that's how she felt. As someone who normally wears acrylic, these felt really flexible and they were almost uncomfortably flexible for her liking. So to start, I'm just redoing and fixing these and removing all her old stuff with a medium carbide. Since this is a gel and acrylic mix, it was much easier to remove than acrylics are. B didn't get much or any lifting, but this was only a week and I always prep the same. You can see here me pushing back the cuticles and scraping the cuticle skin off. And then I'm just using a cuticle bit to go around the cuticle area to remove any extra cuticle that's on the nail plate, or else the nails will lift. So after that, I've cleansed off everything, all the dust and everything, and now I'm prepping and priming like I normally do. So I'm just applying forms here, and I decided to do 1 nail at a time. Last time I felt like they moved around too much, and it was suggested to just do 1 nail at a time and cure while working on the next nail. So here I've applied my form starting on the hand that had Happy Gel on it. This time the full set will be made with Polygel, as I decided to do a trade with another YouTuber. She's sending me white Polygel to do French with and some goodies, and I sent her the Happy Gel. Since I found they were basically extremely comparable, I decided to not bother using it again, as she wanted it and I really wanted the white poly, so this worked out really great for the both of us. I'll link Susie's nail hauls down in the description box, so don't forget to check out her channel. Okay, so for application, I decided to use an acrylic brush this time instead of a gel brush, because I saw Zena on her Happy Gel review using an acrylic brush, and let me tell you, it was so much easier. Go check out her video, I'll also link her down below. So if you're struggling with Poly or Happy Gel using a gel brush, switch over to an acrylic brush and give that a try. This is my light elegance number 10 brush. I didn't want to risk ruining my favorite brush with the slip solution, so I just use a past brush that I don't really use very much anymore, just in case. I also dip my spatula in the Poly slip solution to help roll it off onto the nail, because so many people suggested doing that in the comment section of my last video, and that definitely helped. So thanks to everyone for your help. I also applied the product closer to the cuticle area, and that definitely helped a lot. So if you're struggling at all, apply it closer to the cuticles. Even playing with this a few times, I'm still noticing that it's really hard to get a nice flush cuticle like you can with acrylic, so that was really difficult for me. Maybe with time and practice, but it doesn't seem to mold in that area quite the same way. After applying on one hand, I'd have her flash cure it while I worked on the other hand. Then, while that hand was in the light, I pinched the previous hand, making this flow faster and much easier. I wasn't scared of the product moving or running as much, and I found myself having a great rhythm for speed. One thing I noticed is it was really hard to build an apex with the first ball. There was always a small dip in her nail right where the stress point would be, almost like a reverse apex, but I'll be fixing that later in the video. I also found picking up the exact right amount of product was difficult. You needed much less than you might think with Polygel. You could potentially waste a lot of product. A tip for waste is to get a black empty gel container and put your Polygel in it or any extra product in it and use it on the next hand. That way light won't penetrate through and you won't waste as much product. Or maybe you don't care about product waste, but I'm just trying to give you suggestions if you do. I didn't try mixing this with pigments or glitter at all, as someone in my last video mentioned that you're not supposed to, and it will ruin the integrity of the product or something along that line, making it weaker and more susceptible to breaking. But then, how can this product claim to make other enhancements obsolete if you can't even mix it, encapsulate, or do any sort of not polished designs? I'm not hating on the product, I'm just trying to share with you guys my honest feelings about a product so you don't waste your money thinking this would be great to mix glitter in when you shouldn't. Please don't be personally offended that I don't like a product that you love. I also don't want to try mixing pigments in right now because she had so much breakage. I wanted to try and get them to last on her before I tried anything new. If you guys still want to see me mix in anything, let me know in the comments and I'll try that the next time I get her in. I also must mention that she is not a paying customer. She is my friend, being my guinea pig. Please make sure you practice any new enhancements or products before offering it to clients, as most products have some trial and error to them. I found the second time around with all these extra steps made me apply much quicker. I think I did the set with all the breaks for around about an hour for application, I think. So I can only imagine how fast it would be doing fills on. So if you're a tech that works fast and does gel polish designs, this might be great for you. But in my opinion, this is not strong enough, and I honestly think that this is just a fad that will eventually fade away. Any hashtag not polished, die hard, all powder acrylic techs planning to switch to this, or any brand like this, please take the poll in the corner here. I'd love to hear what you think. Okay, so after these were fully cured and pinched, I'm now fixing the apex area on the nails that had it dipped in. I'm just applying a tiny amount this time and patting it into place and giving it a full cure, and I'm hoping that this will add the extra strength it's needed to last till her next fill. Okay, moving on from application to finish filing. I'm using a brand new hand file, don't forget to score the edges, and I'm just doing the sidewalls and the tip with this. I decided to switch from my regular cone carbide bit and used a sanding band instead to see if I had better success than I did the last time. The product is so soft like gel that any carbide, even when it's fine, files way too much like my last video, so since this feels more like gel, the sanding band is a better choice in my opinion. I'm just applying a super light pressure, and I'm going from one end to the other. I'm not going back and forth, just from right to left, and then I'm going around the sidewalls, and I went around the tip, and that is all. Just super light and not too much at all. I didn't switch anything else in my regular finish filing routine. I'm just hand filing the sidewalls and going over the entire nail, and then I grabbed a white buffing block and buffed these nails so they're not full of scratches. After I finish filed, I just wiped off the dust, then sprayed these with alcohol and wiped that off. That's what I do for my acrylics, but clearly the dust is a little bit too fine. It left almost like a dusty, pasty thing in the corners here, so I wouldn't recommend doing that if that's something you're used to doing with acrylics, because clearly the dust was a little bit too fine. So here's how the set looks when they're all finished before any polish. And here's how they looked after I polished them. Okay, so now I'm going to go over just a few details here that I just wanted to mention at the end of this video. So I definitely felt that it got easier with the second time around. Practice definitely helps with anything you do in life, but anyways, practice helps, and I can now see a little bit more why people like it. I still personally think that Polygel and these types of Polygel products that are all very similar right now might just be a fad. You can't encapsulate with them. And that's, I know a lot of nail techs who do encapsulation with their products and they like that, so I just don't see that this becoming something big, but you know, we'll see, I guess, we'll see. This is just my opinion. I still would not switch my clients over to this. I think playing with it on my friend for YouTube videos to share with you guys my tips and tricks and struggles is gonna be fun, but I won't be switching my clients over to it. A few things that I found worked best. Just to, like a short summary of what just the video you watched. An acrylic brush worked much better for me than a gel brush. Putting slip on the tool helped with rolling it off this time, so you should try that if you haven't yet. Seems like a very obvious thing, but I didn't think of it as at the first time I tried it. Flash cure each nail and then go back to the other hand and do that hand. I just found that that was so much easier going back and forth, and then no product moves at all. Apply extra product at the apex area before you start finish filing. And for finish filing, you use a sanding band instead of any kind of carbide or hand file. So I hope this second video has helped you guys in some way or another, and check back for my French design and my mixing video that I plan to do in the near future. Let me know what other products you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like, comment, and subscribe. Keep your nails long and your glitter strong.